Thanks everyone for jumping on today. We'll give it another minute or two. As you can see, we do have a guest with us today, Haley Mitchell from Homebot. So as we move forward with these webinars, I know it's typically Ryan talking about the Art of Homeownership platform in general. What we're going to be trying to do is bringing on some guests because we obviously do have a very complex platform. So there are a lot of partners that specialize in certain areas. They've kind of perfected parts of the platform. There are industry leaders, vendor partners that we can bring on here. So just trying to bring as many perspectives and different value onto our webinars as possible. As always, we welcome you guys. Give any feedback that you can. If you want to see someone specific on the webinar or hear about a certain part of the platform, feel free to reach out to us at any time. We love to hear feedback from you guys. So as we go through this, if it's okay with you, Haley, as we run through the Homebot platform and how to get the most engagement on your monthly wealth digest, feel free to put any questions or raise your hand as we go. I'm sure Haley's happy to answer them. And we can go ahead and get started. So Haley, you're going to be sharing your screen. Do you have the ability to?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's just see here. All right, can everyone see my screen here?
Yep, you should be good.
Perfect. So my name is Haley. I'm not sure, I probably have talked to most of you, but I'm the customer success manager for Art of Homeownership. So I'm the point of contact at Homebot here, and I can walk you through some best practices, how to get the most ROI out of your account, how to properly use it. We'll go over a few other Easter eggs here, like co-sponsoring and the share tab. But Val, again, will be in the chat box. If there are any questions that I'm not seeing, Val, please feel free just to interrupt me and we'll go from there. Awesome. So we're going to go through some best practices just to start off. And I always like to start with that activity tab. So this activity tab is just crucial. It's it shows you exactly what Homebot is, what it's going to be doing for you on a monthly basis. It's not something that I think you need to check every day. I think maybe a couple times a week at minimum. I think it should be once a week. I think that's the best way to really, see what's going on. So Monday morning, get your coffee, sit down, take a look at your activity tab and see exactly what kind of client activity you have. So to kind of go through this, you have your homeowners and you have your buyers. So on the homeowners tab here, yours is going to have much more activity than mine. It's a demo account, so you're going to have more than 14 home sends here. But within this, you're able to see exactly who's opening up their digest, who's viewing it, exactly what they're doing live time. So if you see all of this activity start piling up, it's not enough just to sit here and look at it. You have to pick up the phone, call them, email, anything, reach out to them. And the way you do that is to go down here. If you see Holly, all right, she looked. Haley, okay, she looked, maybe not reach out to her, but Sam here, Sam is messaging me. She's updating her profile. She's actively looking at markets. So if you want to look exactly what she messaged you, it's going to come through to you via email. If for some reason, you're swamped with emails and you didn't get a chance to see it, all you have to do is go ahead, click on it, and you're going to be able to see that question within their profile. So this is a great time to reach out to Sam, touch base with her, answer her questions, and set up a time to talk. Within this tab, you can also search or filter by active homeowners and buyers. So if you really want to go after those buyers right now who are really looking to purchase, you can do so by filtering that way. Or if you really only want that juicy information, you can hide all the clients that have views, that only have views, and you can see more of that nitty gritty, updated buyer profile, looking at markets, etc. Another best practice that I always tell clients, especially, if you're paying for those client blocks, is to really make sure that you're looking through your issues tab. This is not something that everyone does, but something that I think can help you in the long run, and just making sure that you have a clean database. So within the homeowners and buyers here, if you go ahead and click on more details, you'll see that you have X amount of homeowners across X amount of homes, but maybe 2 of them can't be reached because of email or data issues. Same thing here. So far, I don't have any email issues for the buyers, but if you go ahead and click on it, it's going to send you right on into the issues tab. Within the issues tab, you're able to see if you have incomplete clients. You can filter by email issues, incomplete issues, less active, etc. This way, if it's an incomplete client, for example, that means that this email is just floating in Homebot. It's not a homeowner, it's not a buyer, it's just living in Homebot. So you have two options. You can go in and you can click on Cindy here, and you can add in a property address to make them a client and just click Save Changes, and that makes them as a homeowner. Or you can click the Add Buyer and add them as a buyer. Or you can do both if they are a homeowner and a buyer. Alternatively, you can just delete them out of your account. So you can click those boxes right there and delete out. Or if you want to mass delete clients, you can also do that by clicking this top left box here and clicking Delete Clients. This helps your overall count go down, so you're not purchasing client blocks for clients that either don't have a home in there or that are, an email issue, whether it's invalid or whatnot. While we're on this topic, we do have a way to see, and I might have an example. So you'll start seeing maybe cooling off or cold. That means that these clients haven't been looking at their digests. This is another opportunity to reach out to your clients. It's a great call to action. Some people would look at this and say, well, they're not looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and delete them out. I would suggest reaching out to these clients and saying, hey, I see that you haven't been looking at your Homebot account. Let's talk through it. I'd love to see how I can maybe refinance, or if you're looking for another home, if you have a family member that's maybe looking for another home, how I can help. So this is a great opportunity to get them back into looking at their Homebot and engaging with you. I'm just going to stop for a moment to see if we have any chats. Okay, looks like we're good still. Awesome. Awesome. So we'll just move on here to the Homeowners tab. Within the Homeowners tab, I also suggest filtering. So you can filter here by A to Z for your clients, highest, lowest value, equity, balance, etc. What I like to do is do rate. So you can filter by highest to lowest rate. So if you see someone with a crazy high interest rate here, it's another great call to action, reach out to this client. And one way that you can reach out to this client, I'm not sure if everyone has BombBomb here, or if you're interested in maybe having a BombBomb subscription, but we do have a really great integration that's a nice segue into this, where you can actually send an individualized video to that client of their digest. So it's even more than a phone call or an email. This is actually you taking a video. You'll be right in the corner of their digest and sending it out to them. I can show you exactly how that does it in BombBomb. So all you would have to do is go to that Customize tab, go to the BombBomb box, and this is how it's going to appear. Again, you will need a separate subscription for BombBomb if you so choose to use this integration. And then all it takes is to input the BombBomb email, your password, and then it'll integrate. So what would happen is in the Homeowners tab, you would have a record button in the top right corner. You would record it, and then you would be able to have this nice picture right at the bottom there, talking them through their digest, what's important, why you wanted to touch base with them, and just a nice face-to-face interaction. I know COVID might be winding down here, but still a lot of people are not having that, interaction that they want. So it's good to get your face in front of them and send them a nice video.
Haley, we did have a question come through here. I believe this is from Shane. If a client has opted out, would you suggest deleting them from Homebot?
Yeah, so if they have opted out from your marketing material prior to, I would definitely not recommend adding them into Homebot. It's just going to be, maybe they might come back a little spicy if you add them into Homebot when they requested not to. But if you added them into Homebot and then they requested to opt out, I would either, depending on how they came in, if it's not too spicy, you can tell them to unsubscribe, which is at the bottom of every single digest. Or if they're come in very angry, which it's bound to happen from time to time, you can send them to Val, or you can send them to myself. Val will forward it to me. We actually have a block list. So I will add the email to the block list, and that client will never receive another communication from Homebot, even if they're re-added by you or re-added by another real estate agent or lender. So they'll completely be out of our system. But great question.
I think on that note too, because we always encourage people to, like you said, if something, if they stop reading the digest, it's a good opportunity to reach out to them. So if it is a situation where they just opted out and you notice that they did and they're not super angry about it, or there's no hard feelings, maybe that is an opportunity to reach out. because it's likely that there's just the expectations aren't there and they're not sure what they're getting. They don't really understand it. So if you would call them up and explain to them, this is the value of it, this is why you should be utilizing this, it can really help you financially. That might be a good kind of connection point to spark things up again.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is kind of a nice segue into something else that I want to bring up is that some people just don't know what Homebot is. They don't understand the platform, especially if they're maybe a little more old fashioned. They're like, why is my loan data on there? I don't understand how you're getting this information when I didn't even, maybe do my previous loan with you or something like that. And you can assure them that everything that we're pulling, if Art of Homeownership or if you didn't do that loan, is coming from public records. So, here you'll see in the loan information that you're seeing here, are these numbers correct? Anytime you're seeing this verbiage, are these numbers correct, means that we're pulling this from public records. So we're prompting the homeowner to take ownership of their account and say, are these numbers correct? Yes, no. And they can update them, they can remove the loan, etc. But to kind of go over more of our data, our loan information, of course, from public records, as long as, in conjunction with what is sent in for your account. But the home value is from Black Knight Financial Services. So they're one of the best data aggregators in the country. But with the market today and how fast everything is buying and selling, there is a chance that this value could be off. But still, that's still a great point of contact. So, if they look at this and they're like, what, I just redid my kitchen and I did my roof and et cetera, and they think that this value might be a little too low, well, guess what? They have the opportunity to, again, take control of their own digest and update you as to why they think their value is going to be higher. So the way that they can do this is go in and press this tune value tool. They can up it to whatever value they think it is. They can get an expert opinion. They can tell you if they added a bedroom, a bath, etc., up their square footage, added a garage, and then confetti. Their value is now updated and it updates live time as well. And you can even see these little dots here, meaning that someone updated it. Now, say you notice that the value is correct. You know that this is worth $400,000 easy. How you would want to go ahead and update that value is to go back to that client's profile. This isn't actually, I'm going to go back to, just because I already just updated that one, we'll go to Crane. So you'll see this, you'll see current AVM with the value here. Say you're like, oh no, that's definitely 700. You'll say, have you done a CMA recently? All you have to do is click on it, add 700,000. I'm going to add 670 for the minimum. And then I'm going to do 800,000 for the maximum. There's no, best practices as far as what the range should be necessarily. The important thing for the range is for when those clients do tune their value, you give them a ceiling so that they can't go in there and mess with it and put $2 million for a $500,000 home. So you save it and the CMA has been updated. This updates, and now your client will also get a notification that their value has been updated. Is there a question? I'm just gonna check. Oh, okay, the same one that Val asked. Awesome. So with that, with CMAs and with when you do get those requests, when someone tunes their value, you're gonna be getting a notification saying, I would like a CMA. So as lenders, you would know that that's not necessarily in your wheelhouse to provide that CMA. And this is a nice little segue to co-sponsoring real estate agents. So within this homeowners tab, you'll see need CMA. And this is kind of where you can keep track of these clients once they come in. Now, once you get a CMA request, best practices is to reach out to the client right away via email and to say, hey, I see that you've asked for a CMA. Are you working with a real estate agent? Or would you like me to introduce one of my trusted real estate agents? So you don't want to just, cut off the real estate agent that they're working with. But just assure them that you do have some trusted real estate agents. And then you can make that introduction if they want to be introed. Now to talk about the agents tab and co-sponsoring, we have this agents tab up top here, everyone has access to. And within the sponsored agents tab, you're able to see all the co-sponsored agents that you have. Further, you're able to see how many clients they have and what plan they're on. So we have two plans. We have the freemium plan and we have the pro plan. I won't go into too much depth because I believe that everyone here might kind of know what I'm talking about, but the freemium plan essentially is a free account for the real estate agents. They can upload up to 25 clients as long as they are co-sponsored by you, and there's no expiration date on the freemium plan. They simply need to have less than 25 clients and be co-sponsored by a lender. Now, if they wanted to upgrade to pro, or if they want to go pro right away, it is a $50 one-time setup fee, and it's $25 per month for that real estate agent, and they get 500 client capacity. Once they are on that pro plan and they're paying for their own account, they're paying that $25, that's when your co-sponsorship fee would come into play there. Now within there, you can also see how many their activity. So if you click on them, you can actually see kind of like their 30-day activity that you have. So the sends, opens, views, you can even click more details and see how many homeowners they have across how many homes, meaning those co-borrowers there. And same thing with the buyers. This is a great way to kind of just keep track of them. If you're having an agent that's on pro who only has 6 clients loaded month after month, might not be the worst idea to reach out to the agent and say, hey, I see you haven't uploaded. Let's get you uploaded. Pass them over to our support team, or you reach out to our support team and ask us to reach out to the agent. We do that all the time. And if they're repeatedly not uploading clients in their account, it might not be the worst idea to take the realtor off and look for other opportunities for other agents.
Now, Haley, is that only on the mortgage professional side of things? So if you were a realtor going in here, you wouldn't be able to see the mortgage professional statistics, right?
Exactly. They cannot see your statistics. You can see theirs, they can't see yours. Additionally, you can't see their specific client data and they can't see your specific client data. With that, great question though. With that, if any of their clients have any mortgage questions, refinance questions, whatever, within those mortgage modules, they're able to actually reach out directly to you, which is really great that they can just one click of a button reach out to you with questions, and now you can reach out to them. What I always suggest though is reaching out to that agent and just letting them know, hey, Val reached out to me about a refinance, just wanted to let you know that I'm touching base with her. So there's good communication between you and your agent and their clients.
Right, cool. We also have a question here. Brent Willis is asking, so what if a client updated their own value, but it's not high enough? And he said, it seems that the CMA request is no longer there when they update it to the maximum level.
So you're saying that the ceiling for the tune value is not high enough?
I believe so. Let me bring Brent in here to talk and ask his question, just so we're clear.
Hey, Brent.
Brent, there you go.
Yeah, you got it. A client called me along last week and said, hey, I got my Homebot. My value is, I've added a bunch to my house. It's well over $1 million and it only goes to $898. So I logged back in to try to set a higher maximum. And the have you done a CMA recently is not there. It has Steve tuned a new value on June 2nd, kind of in yellow or red. So it's no longer there.
Yes, that's a great point. I'll actually show you that because that happened with my Holly homeowner here, which is why I changed to another person. When someone tunes their value, it updates it on the profile end. So this is what you're going to see when they tune it. So is this what you saw, Brent?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so they'll say the CMA request details. So all those buttons that they're clicking, like if they added a second bedroom or whatever it was, you're going to see all those updates here. And they're going to say step 1. So it's kind of walking you through what to do as far as identifying the agent, who's the agent, and if they want to be introduced to your agent. And then step 2 would be enter that new value. So if it's not high enough, you can definitely continue to up that for them by clicking enter value and increasing that range for them, and then updating their value to the 1.1 million or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. So just go through that same, 900,000 to 1.1.
Yep. So if I'll even do it here. So if I think it's 400,000, and I'll do 375. And let's do 500,000. So I'll save that, and then it goes back to those 3 boxes go away because I updated that value again.
Yep, so this particular instance, I did 850, which is below his CMA value of the home of 898 and up to 1.1. I just said save CMA.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Good.
okay. Great. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Val.
Yep, thanks, Brent.
Awesome. So we'll just pop back into agents here. Just wanted to quickly walk through the pending requests. Pretty straightforward. Everyone is likely have seen this, that they can send out those agents, or they can go ahead and, confirm or deny those agent requests here. But one thing that I'm not sure that everyone knows is that we now allow insurance agents on the platform. So that was something that we were piloting for a while. We didn't have a really large product announcement for it. We kind of just turned it on here. So just know that you can invite insurance agents, and they do need an invite from you in order to join the platform. They cannot just sign up as a real estate agent. They need to have an invite from you. And it works the same way as you would for a real estate agent. You just pop over to insurance agent and you can go ahead and invite them. As far as best practices that I like to say for the invite tab is to go ahead and do first, last name, and email, because you can track it on the pending request tab. If you share the link via email, it's hard to track. There is no way to track it, actually. They can forward it to their whole office, and all of a sudden you're hit with co-sponsorship fees. So I always say send it directly here. Any questions on co-sponsoring agents before I move on to the share tab?
Robert, just to clear things up, Robert was asking about, he said he was under the impression if you were to get realtors on the Art of Homeownership platform, that they would also get access to Homebot. That's correct. So if you're gonna put an agent on Homebot, you're gonna want to just put them on Art of Homeownership and get them as one of your realtor partners.
Yeah, great question. Awesome. We'll move on to this share tab here. So on our share tab, we have 2 landing page links. So we have for homeowners and we have for buyers. And these are really just great links to post anywhere. So, on the bio of your Instagram, on your Facebook, LinkedIn, a lot of people have it on the signature of their email. So you would type like, what's your home worth? And then link this link here so that anytime you send out an email, people can sign themselves up for Homebot. And how this works is all you would have to do, they would pop this screen open, they would see your face, they would see your company information at the bottom here, along with a testimonial. And all they would have to do is type in their property address. And they would see the digest, but they'd see all the blurred out juicy information that they want to see is going to be blurred out. So if they really want to see what this information is, all they would have to do is click in this box down here, add their email address, first, last name, and then they'd be opted into your Homebot account. When they opt into your Homebot account, you'll receive an email saying that you have a new lead, and would also populate under the leads tab. Under the leads tab, you'll be able to see the source of it as well. So if it's your lead tab, if it's your widget, if it's a referral from someone, because on every digest, it gives the client the opportunity to send this to friends or family or whoever. So it'll show the lead source that you have here. And then it will also be loaded in your homeowner or buyer tab, whichever platform that they signed up for. Second piece here is that share on social. So these are just curated posts here that I recommend just popping in once in a while. I'm not sure if it's going to show. Oh, so I'd have to log in, but all you have to do is click on it, log into your Facebook, and it has a nice picture of a home. If they click it, it goes to that same share your page tab. And the last thing we have here is the widget, which is just an easy add-on for your website. All you'd have to do is copy this code, paste it in the back end of your website, and then it populates the same way that it would with this share tab here. You put in an address and then it pops up with the blurred out information and go from there. All right.
We do have a question here quick, Haley. Yeah. Steve is asking, how do you handle realtors whose transactions were done with another LO?
Good question. So you might want to bring him in just to clarify. Are you asking if they're your co-sponsoring real estate agent and this client's reaching out to them? Hey, Steve.
Steve, you should be able to unmute and talk now, if you'd like, just so we can clarify.
He might have stepped away, but if I'm understanding his question correctly, if you as a lender are the co-sponsoring lender for this agent and someone reaches out to you directly from that digest, from the client or from the agent's digest, that's where I just suggest that good communication, like, hey, I'm going to reach out to Rachel. She reached out to me with a refinance question. And that's where the agent would have the opportunity to say yes or no. But you know, you are the co-sponsoring lender, so I wouldn't see an issue with you being like their new lender. They're reaching out to you with questions, and I don't think they expect to work with the same lender that they worked with previously. But Steve, if you ever want to hop back in to clarify, please feel free to. Awesome. So I want to go over our video features here. So I did go over BombBomb here. So think BombBomb as an individual communication that you're sending out to one single person. Video email is mass communication. So if you would click Get Started on video email, it's going to appear like this. So what it is one video that you can send once a week to either all of your homeowners, all of your buyers, or those ready to refi. You cannot send a video to all three of these audiences in 1 week, because as everyone knows, someone could be a homeowner, buyer, and ready to refi. So we don't want to bombard them with any sort of communication like that. But this is what will appear. So you would embed a video by clicking Get Started. You would choose a platform that you recorded your video on, whether it be PitchHub, BombBomb, or YouTube. And you would paste that URL in there. You would certify that it's a good video, and then it would send. Up top here, it says that you have 17 subscribed homeowners with valid emails, and that is the number of clients that are going to be receiving this communication. This is a separate piece of communication than what the digest is. So they will be getting this over the course of 5 days. Once you click send, it doesn't just all send at once. It's kind of like how the digests are when you first do an import. It takes about 5 days, 5 to 7 days for us to get those digests out. So this will send over a course of 5 to 7 days. Any questions on video email before I move on to Video Manager? Awesome. I will go over Video Manager. So this is our latest and greatest integration here. So you're able to filter by welcome, buying, selling, financing, whatever you really want to, focus on here. But what it is are all these videos here are able to be embedded within the digest. So this is another really great, personal touch into every single digest that you can say, hey, for a homeowner intro, my name is Haley, I'm your lender, blah, 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 whatever you want to put in there, just so they can kind of get to know you more. And then you're the expert. And Val, correct me if I'm wrong, but Art of Homeownership has amazing videos that you guys can use. I can speak for my entire Homebot company that we were wildly impressed by these videos. They were fantastic.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, we have animated videos that they're actually able to, if they'd like to customize it and do their own voiceover, we have scripts that they can then record and put that over the video. So you can have it customized to yourself as the loan officer, but you can also just throw those animated videos in there. It's just going to be Ryan Grant's voice. But yeah, so make sure we have a form, and I'll make sure to send that out if anyone hasn't opted in. If you fill out the form that will be included in the follow-up email, our team will actually put those in your Homebot digest for you. So you don't even have to worry about uploading those.
Awesome. Yeah, I cannot harp enough on using the Video Manager and using the materials that Art of Homeownership has readily available for you. Not many companies do that. So I think it's really awesome that they took this new integration and really ran with it. So everyone, please go check those out for sure.
And Darren is asking, I know you had mentioned BombBomb. Darren's asking, what's the easiest platform to record videos?
I think it's really personal preference. If I don't have much experience on PitchHub, so I can't really speak to that one. I will say that BombBomb, I believe, is easier to track. So within Homebot, when you send out this video email, we're not able to tell you yet. I think it's a feature that we want to build out in the future, but we can't tell you X amount of people watched this video or opened it, etc. So you can look at that in BombBomb and you can track your videos there. So I would suggest, if you have BombBomb, to do it there. If not, YouTube is also a perfectly fine way to upload your video. I'm not sure how easily you can track that though.
Cool. Okay.
Good question. Awesome. So I think I went over a lot of great best practices here. So I'd like to open it up if anyone has any questions, or Val, if I didn't cover anything that you wanted me to cover, I'm happy to do so.
No, I think this was great. And if anyone has questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A or the chat box. But really the mindset and what we preach with Art of Homeownership as a whole is using this stuff not only as your client engagement, sending them good information, but use it as lead generation tools. Because Homebot especially is so in front of them on a monthly basis. It's going to spark engagement, especially if you set those expectations at the beginning of the transaction and say, this is why it's valuable, this is what you'll be receiving. If there's any point of communication, if they reach out to you and they think that their valuation is off, or they're asking what it is and how they should be using it, that's a great opportunity to get your financial review scheduled. If you haven't talked to them in a while, say, I would love to help with this. Why don't we get some time on the calendar and we can just look at your holistic financials a while. And I think that's a really good opportunity to then ask them, Haley, to your point, do you have anyone who I can also help with this? Anyone that would like to see the value of their home? I think it's such an easy ad because you're just leading with value instead of saying, I want more business, give me more business. It's just, it's kind of a no-brainer. So highly recommend you guys use this as lead generation. And, you know, your clients are going to be highly engaged with Homebot. I think this is by far the most engaged with part of our platform because it's so consistent. It's on a monthly basis and it's specific to them. So we love what you guys do.
Awesome. That's, yeah, no, the lead generation that Homebot is continuously building out is really great. And we're continuously, you know, trying to up it. And one thing I did forget to mention, because it's actually not turned on my demo account, because I don't want to be marketed as a training, you know, dummy account to realtors. And everyone should have this on. If anyone doesn't see this, let me know, or let Val know, and I'll make sure it gets turned on for you. But we actually have this new lender real estate agent enhancement, and it should be at the bottom under the sponsored invite tab here. And what it asks you if you're open to co-sponsoring agents that you potentially might not know. If you have that toggle on, then agents who are not currently co-sponsored are able to see 9 at a time lenders in their area. So we match your zip codes to each other. And if you have X amount of zip codes that match with each other, so you're in the same area, the agent can ask you if you would like to be co-sponsored, or if you would like to co-sponsor them. You can talk with them first. You do not have to confirm right away, confirm or deny. It's just a really great way to connect those partnerships. Maybe you're just starting out and you don't have a great, you know, large book of business. It's a great way to start doing that. And what I will say is we did have a really great success story that I heard, I think yesterday, that one of our lenders, you know, didn't really have any real estate agents that were on the platform. So he turned on the lender enhancement there, and he got an agent that had, you know, I think it was like 600 clients loaded in their account. They were a top real estate agent. They had 3 transactions in one day. So just from the real estate,
that's awesome.
That over. Yeah, it's great. You know, once you get that lender connection there and they're able to start reaching out to you, you know, just keep in mind that yes, there are co-sponsorship fees for agents. However, one transaction can pay for, you know, a whole year plus.
Right. That's awesome. I would just ask, so I know you had said about when you're looking at the digest and kind of how people are interacting with it, if someone is cooling off a little bit, reaching out to them to make sure that they're engaging with it. Are there any other kind of trigger signs that you should look for to see if you should be reaching out to someone or kind of act on that?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I really think this activity tab is invaluable for that. Like, sure, the issues tab, if they're cooling off, reaching out to them for sure. But I think if you start seeing these, you know, pop up, especially if they're looking at their markets and they're maybe looking to sell. That could be, you know, a double transaction right there that I would really suggest reaching out to them. We have a really great new, I'll see if I can get this to pop up. We have a really great new integration here, or not integration, but feature, I should say, for selling. So when they're looking at their market here, they're saying, oh, your zip code's in high demand and holding steady, or whatever it's saying about the market. They can take a look and they can see down here, if you're thinking about selling your home, you know, is it moderate appreciation? What's your good cash options? What are more details on this? What are homes within the area that they could purchase for? So I'd really encourage them. This is what they're looking at when they're looking at their market data. So they're interested in something on here. What that is, that's up to you to find out.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, we have these little pink bubbles all over the place. They can even ask their own questions in here. So we have them all over, smattering all over the digest, and they'll, you know, they might just not be reaching out for whatever reason. So just take it upon yourself to, if you see that activity, if it's something more than viewing a digest and they're repeatedly doing it, they're interested in something and you should find out what it is.
Right. Awesome. All right, well, we're not going to drag this out for the full hour. I think Haley packed in a lot of great value here. So if you guys do have any follow-up questions, you can feel free to send me an email. I can kind of knock them out all at once and send them over to Haley if that's the case. But Haley, I can't thank you enough. This was really valuable for everyone. And I highly suggest you guys keep an eye out for that link in the follow-up email. So if you haven't opted into those videos, please do so. That's going to be really impactful to you know, kind of walk people through the digest and explain what everything means.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me, Val. Thanks everyone for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a good one.